to seaside destinations, one place exerts an irresistible attraction for us Brits more than anywhere else on the planet.
The stunning shores of the Mediterranean boast a fantastic climate, a captivating culture, and a rich history.
With 28,000 miles of coastline, this sea in the middle of the land connects Europe, Africa, and Asia, and is the destination for a third of the world's international tourists.
But there is so much more to the Mediterranean than holidays. It's a place people love to call home, and why wouldn't you, with landscape like this on your doorstep? It's amazing as you come up through the house, it just sort of opens up and up and up. That is stunning. On this journey, I'll also sample the Mediterranean lifestyle in a bid to understand the magnetic pull of this enchanting place.
And I'll meet the expats and locals enjoying life in some truly amazing homes by the Med.
Whoa, look at that. But you never get bored of this view, do you?
This week, I'm on Spain's renowned Costa Blanca, where hillside homes exude white-hot luxury.
We didn't put mirrors because we say it's nicer to see the sea than ourselves.
Contemporary villas offer perfect panoramas, and bijou beach houses watch over dramatic seas.
They say that the plot finishes where the wave starts.
With 120 miles of sun-drenched Spanish coastline, the Costa Blanca is prime tourism territory. It is the Mediterranean, in fact, one of Europe's most heavily visited areas.
The White Coast, so called because of the colour of some of its beaches, runs northeast from Torrevieja to Denia. Fly and it's under 3 hours from the UK, with the bright lights of Benidorm its tourism epicentre.
But there's more to the Costa Blanca than just a big, brash resort. It's a place where mountains and pine-covered hillside tower over secluded, sleepy coves.
I'm arriving into the small coastal town of Muralla, on one of the handful of fishing boats that still operates from this traditional port.
Standing guard over the harbour is the restored Castillo de Moraira. Its compact size befits the scale of the village it was built to protect, the last line of defence against North African Barbary invaders. However, in 1801, it came up against the might of the Royal Navy when it was very badly damaged.
Nowadays, the Costa Blanca's a welcoming place for the modern invader, tourists and expats from Britain and beyond. They come for the sun and, of course, the marvellous Mediterranean, but return for the quaint coastal towns and warm hospitality. It all makes the Costa Blanca, which acquired its name as an airline marketing tool as recently as the 1950s, a melting pot, a veritable United Nations. Just 10 miles north of Muralla is the town of Denia. And putting the Blanca into this particular costa is my first home, a shining white beacon on a rocky hillside. Perching 150 feet above the Med, it's a stylish modern take on an Ibethan-style farmhouse or finca. A house that's so brand spanking new, they've only just put the road to reach it on the map. I'm meeting Christina and Johan Dryson.
Hello!
Hello, how are you? A Belgian couple who have fashioned this fresh take on a farmhouse in prime territory. just 200 yards from the Med.
I like the fact that it feels like the kind of the really southern, traditional southern Spanish kind of curvy white buildings, but it's obviously brand new.
Yes, it's because we like a lot the Ibiza style, and we thought maybe we can make an Ibiza house here.
The couple's architect, though, pushed for something more cutting edge. The resulting house suits this site perfectly.
So this is a compromise.
Yeah, it's a compromise between my husband, the architect, my two daughters, and me, at least, also a little. So it was a big fight, no, but it was a conversation,
Yes.
and finally we have this house.
I think it's really nice because it has that conversation with the past, but clearly it's very new.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
That's what we were looking for, because we visited a lot of old houses, but at the end we never found what we were looking for, and that's why we built ourselves this house, and now it's our dream house.
That's wonderful. Should we go inside and have a look?
Okay, we go inside.
Fantastic, isn't it?
The clash of ideas from architect and client has created a paradoxical property. It's clearly new, but feels older than its years, contemporary, yet somehow classic.
It's a fantastic view, isn't it? I take it this sort of opens up.
Yes, go totally open and all totally in the wall.
Even on a grey day, there's still some lovely colours in that sea. And surprisingly, a lot of trees. I mean, you really don't get a sense of the houses down there.
Someone told us it's better to see first the green of the trees and then the sea, because when you only see the sea, you get restless.
Ah.
And you get a little bit more calm with trees, with the green, and then the blue. It's a better combination.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's true, but for me, it's nice.
Are you calm here?
Yeah,
Very calm.
Totally relaxing.
Well, I don't need any more proof. Yeah, that's enough.
This main living space is the middle of 3 floors. And its coarse local stone contrasts yet complements the smooth whitewashed render inside and out.
And then through here, because this is expressed on the outside, isn't it? The stone
Yes.
and
yes,
the white.
Yes. Where the outside is stone, the inside also
It's
is
stone. So
Yes.
there's always a conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a beautiful ceiling. Is that elm?
Yes,
It's
that is
also
elm.
elm, eh?
Yes,
The
the
same
same
as
like the
the
porches outside.
It's really lovely. I love elm. Again, it's this simple, stripped back language, like use of natural materials, very simple. And then this lovely view. I mean, I can imagine sitting here on a day like today, you know, watching the weather roll in. It's just perfect.
Yeah. We are happy here.
Yeah, we are like kings when we are here. Eh?
Yeah.
Like kings.
Yes.
Like kings.
Very much.
This wasn't a huge building plot, but the house feels expansive with a real sense of space, created by cutting into the hillside. There are 3 sea-facing double bedrooms, including one each for Christine and Johann's 2 daughters. But when it's just the couple here, their realm is the upper 2 levels, including a majestic master suite.
So then your bedroom is totally open to the staircase, right?
Yes.
There's no separation.
No.
And then it's all about the view, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about the view. Eh?
Let's open this and then you can see.
Fantastic. This is good. To keep the solid balustrade down
Yes.
and then have glass so that
Yes,
you get
when
Yeah.
you lay in the bed,
When
you
we
see,
wake up, then we see only the
straight
sea.
out to the sea.
So nice, yes.
Really nice.
And the clever design doesn't end there.
You kept the sinks completely open so that when you're cleaning your teeth, you see the view.
Yes, we have the view all the time. We didn't put mirrors because we say it takes view. It's nicer to see the sea than ourselves. So we did it especially that way.
So how do you know if you've not got toothpaste around the side of
We
your
have a
mouth?
big mirror there.
Oh, you just look over there. You guys are so clever with your solutions to this problem. All I'm seeing is
Yeah.
problems and you're seeing solutions.
It all turned out better than Johan and Christina could ever have imagined.
When we bought the plot, we were not sure that we were going to see the sea.
Okay.
So when we bought the plot, it was all trees, all pine trees. There were a lot of pine trees here and before us, and also on this plot. So we saw there only the sea,
on the right side,
but
there's a little bit.
here, right in front, we didn't see anything. And then, by starting, we asked the neighbors, can you cut some trees, please? And they were very kind, and they did it for us.
Really?
And look now, this view.
That's nice of them. There was nothing here before you
There
bought
was
it?
nothing,
So it
no.
was just a piece of sort of rocky ground with all these trees.
Yes,
and,
yes, indeed.
and luckily you got the view.
Yes.
The first night that we slept here, we didn't sleep
No.
one night. Only looking to the fisher boats, the lights there, the sound of the sea, the stars. It was heaven.
Yeah, brilliant.
The fusion of ideas in Christina and Johan's home has been a thought-provoking start to my tour of the Costa Blanca. As I continue to explore, I'll be finding out how a pair of house hunters went to extremes to seek out their dream home.
Lo and behold, it was the last avenue, and we walked down it and I phoned you up and I said, I found it.
And discover how a simple fruit brought prosperity to this stretch of Spanish shore.
28 bays full of millions and millions of raisins.
I'm on the Costa Blanca at the southeastern corner of mainland Spain, discovering why so many holiday makers return to make it part of their own personal Mediterranean manana. The white coast charms are difficult to avoid. It's very easy to be hooked by the captivating craggy coastline and sparkling seas. And now I'm heading to one of the smartest towns on this part of the Med, Javier. This is a pueblo with multiple personalities. There's a port to the east, an unspoiled stretch of shore to the south, then a stroll inland and uphill, there's the old town. Javier has resisted the despoiling march of modern high-rise developments that often comes with mass tourism, but it has been a boom town in the past, back in the 18th and 19th centuries.
In 1709, the people of Cavia made a momentous decision that would change the course of their history. They decided to back a man called Philip in his claim for the Spanish throne. They backed the right horse, he won the war and became King Philip V of Spain. And he granted the town a special status of Lealissima Villa, most loyal town. And crucially, he gave them the right to ship their own produce through their own port. And that produce was raisins.
Destined mainly for the British market, raisins transformed Javier's economy, and that newfound wealth was ploughed into architecture. This is a town whose whole raison d'etre was raisins. And there's a unique structure I want to see that's part of that grape heritage.
So this building here was not built from the proceeds of raisins, but built to create raisins. Now, raisins are just dried grapes, and in order to make them at any scale, you need to dry a lot of grapes. And in order to do that, they covered the floor in these large cane trays, like this one here. And then they would put a single layer of these grapes out in the sun. Now, to dry, they need about 14 days outside. And if during that time you get very heavy dews or rain, you get water on the grapes or the raisins as they're in the making of being, and they rot. So you can't have that. So they use these buildings to protect them at night. So if it was to rain, they would carry them. 2 men could carry a tray of raisins through these openings, and then they would stack them up and pile them up. Now, these buildings are normally about 3 or 4 bays wide, but this one is vast, the biggest in the area. It is 14 bays long and actually double-sided, so it's 28 bays full of millions and millions of raisins.
And there would have been hundreds of buildings dedicated to drying fruit dotted around Javier. Most would have been smaller than this grand edifice. But they all shared the same end, the pursuit of profiting from the humble raisin. A short 9-mile hop inland from Javier is Pedra, a centre of agriculture for centuries. The sheer slopes here form a natural amphitheatre, and nestled in this sun-baked valley amongst a forest of almond trees and orange groves, and hidden down a quiet country lane is my next property, a fabulous farmhouse rescued from oblivion. Rather than throw away its history, the owners reused, recycled and repurposed every stone to create a resplendent rural retreat that seems like an organic extension of this landscape.
Hello.
Hello.
Essex builder Lee Francis and wife Kerry were on holiday when they fell for the Costa Blanca.
Yeah, lovely. It's very tucked away here, isn't it? It's very secluded.
It is.
And decided to make it their permanent home.
So this looks like quite an old building tucked here in this farmland.
It is, yeah, I think it's over 100 years old. This was a total ruin. All the roof was down and the walls were down and bits and pieces, and it was just a complete mess.
So considering you've got to go down off a main road, down a little road, down a little road, down a track.
Yeah, it's a
to
story.
the middle of farmland. How did you find it?
Well, I was nicknamed the most persistent thinker hunter in the world because it was in estate agents, but we didn't want to go through the agents. We just thought we're going to find it and go direct and deal with it that way. And I'd looked everywhere. I'd done every single street, every single avenue I thought I had. And then I went up on the mountain with my dad and zoomed in and was looking. I knew roughly where it was just by the pictures and bits and pieces. And lo and behold, it was the last avenue. And we walked down it and I phoned you up and I said, I found it.
You are quite determined, aren't you?
We've been
Determined,
searching.
crazy, one of the two. I'm not quite
3.5
sure,
years we've been searching, haven't we, pretty much?
So a ruin when you bought it, which means that you restored it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the whole thing. It was the roof was down and everything else. It was full of weeds and stuff inside. There's no water, electricity or anything else, but it just had that charm. It had something about it.
Well, you knew, you had a feeling, didn't you, that he could renovate it to how he wanted and use all his skill and his creativity to try and put it all into
Bring
his
it back
house.
to life.
Yeah,
I didn't see it at all. I couldn't. I knew that, but I could. I
Just
didn't
saw a pile of stones.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
in
thought,
fairness,
well,
everybody thought I was
I've got
mad,
faith
yeah,
in him that he
yeah.
could do this. I don't know why I did, because he'd never done anything like this before. I'd obviously done building, straightforward building, but never anything like to this scale.
It was just too boring for me all the building. I wanted to do something creative, and this was my chance to do it, you know, and I jumped at it pretty much and loved every minute of it.
The house is a shattered shell no more, although it wasn't plain sailing. Even son Sam, then aged just 2, asked why they bought a broken house. But undeterred, Lee almost single-handedly brought this place back to life.
It's a very small doorway.
Yeah, you have to mind your head as you come in here.
I actually had to raise that up originally.
Well, that was lower than that.
It was lower than that, and if you see these are repairs that I've put there, this was actually the first thing I built was the door.
So it's very traditional inside.
Yes, it's a characterisation, I think, of what it was as well before. I mean, in here, this was all open. This archway was open. The ceiling was half down as well, but...
Oh, it's got those lovely kind of little arches, you know, where they land on the beams. It's
yeah, well, it was in a bit of a state of disrepair, so I had to plaster all that up, and it was a real pain. But then, you know,
That was
most
a
of
new
the
thing for you
things...
to do, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Because you've done
yeah, it
he's
was
tried to carry
interesting.
that throughout the house as well, wherever he's trying to do the ceilings again.
Yeah.
It's a home where the Mediterranean sun spotlights timeless textures of timber and stone, forming a rustic jigsaw of natural materials. But when it came to renovations, this puzzle had no box to copy.
I had this kitchen in my head, and I searched and searched everywhere for this kitchen. I just couldn't find anything. I mean, with most of the stuff, I couldn't find anything off the shelf, so to match
everything.
what was in my head. And I phoned her up on my last little trek, and I said, I'm going to build it myself.
I said, no way, you can't build it yourself. How can you build? We've got 2 weeks left. I said, if you're going to build a kitchen, I want an island. I've always wanted an island.
You can't build a kitchen. But if you're going to do it, make sure it's got an island.
I didn't expect it to be from old trees that had broken from the garden and stuff, did we? But,
So these are trees from the...
These are actually, yeah, because at the end there, a lot of the old almond trees died. So everything that come out of the house was put back in.
So all of these old bits of timber...
All of these old
From
bits
around
of
the
wood
garden,
were here. They were
yeah.
all stuff that I picked up from the garden and bits and pieces, and got my machine on them and put them back in.
What about these little windows?
The little window we put there, that was an afterthought because it was so dark in the corner there, so we wanted to lighten it up. And again, the same with everything else. It was materials that were used from here. That's an old bed head from there, innit, that I cut about and put back in there.
What's nice about that is that that's how these old buildings were made. You know, all the materials came from locally, everything that they had, they reused, and often you find bits of wood from one building going to another.
Yeah.
So it is really nice to carry on that sort of sensibility.
It felt similar to the old
reusing.
boys that had been doing it originally, you know, so
That
it
story
was
going.
nice.
And it worked.
Lee and Kerry's revamp means this house now suits them down to the ground. But it took months of work and wrangling with Spanish planners before renovations were completed.
So I take it you opened up this double height space in the middle of the house.
Yeah, we just wanted a feeling of height because it was felt quite enclosed, really.
Around the interior gallery are 4 spacious bedrooms. 3 with views to the outdoor space that complements the building perfectly, and like the interior, is made to measure for the whole family.
Really beautiful. I take it the pool wasn't here.
The pool wasn't here, no, at all. I insisted on getting my bar stools in there.
That was a
these little bits
necessity,
here.
that was a
Yeah, I
necessity.
think on a honeymoon once, wasn't it, in Kenya, wasn't it? There was the bar stools on. I thought, we've got to have them somewhere.
It's a great area, isn't it? You've got that lovely covered dining table there, you've got the pool, you've got the bar stools.
Yeah, it's all enclosed and it feels really private when you're here. It's really nice. And it's a sun trap. The sunset is just incredible.
So did you add this roof terrace on?
The walls were there
terrace
down the bottom, weren't they?
Yeah,
The walls, but
yeah.
the roof terrace was an addition, yeah.
We had to make the most of that view, didn't we, really? And especially that little sea view that we've got.
This is the sea view.
We have got the med just there,
over
over there.
But what you don't have by being right next to the sea is kind of made up for in a way by this fantastic, beautiful sort of rock hills and almost mountains.
Yeah, it's like a sculpture and it feels like it protects you in the
Yeah,
valley.
no,
It's lovely, you know, with the orange groves and it feels like you're tucked away in the middle of nowhere and it's lovely.
It was a long, hard journey for you to get this house done. I mean, it took a lot out of you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it now? I mean, was there ever a point when you just resented it and wanted it?
Oh, I think we've gone
rid
through
of it?
every emotion, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've gone through so many emotions, you know, for God's sake, this house is never ending.
Look what we're trying to do!
Yeah, we see what's ahead of you all the time, but no, I think we can stand back and be proud of ourselves now.
You smile and it's got a real spot in your heart.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's amazing. I mean, the fact you did it all yourselves is incredible, and you know, the persistence and the obstacles that you had to get over to get it done is, you know,
certainly a roller coaster. That's for sure.
it's impressive.
But worth it in the end.
In makeovers like this, determination is vital, and Lee and Kerry have shown it in abundance. And the result? They've created their dream place, an idyllic Spanish hideaway. Next on my trip, a minnow of a property that has the Mediterranean for a front garden.
I use it with the family, by myself, on a Monday morning to get away from everyone. Just come and sit in front of the window.
And I'm in the Med, with a couple of Brits who've dived into the Costa Blancan way of life. So far on my journey around Spain's Costa Blanca, I've seen an eye-catching hillside home that fuses past and present. And a tumbled-down farmhouse saved for the future with a ravishing restoration. Now I'm back in the pretty port town of Javier, a place that thrived by exploiting the 19th century craving for raisins. Among the hills that overlook the town is a fascinating collection of small towers. At first glance, they seem like lookout posts or defensive turrets. These 11 towers are actually an 18th century wind farm, if you like. They're all windmills in various states of repair, and it must have been a majestic sight to see the beautiful blades spinning away in the distance. And it is an amazing vantage point. They're no longer the giants Don Quixote thought he was tilting at, but some have been restored and make a perfect viewpoint above Javier. From here you can almost see the next house I'm off to visit, which is just over that headland, right on the beach. The secluded beach at Portichol harbours a row of little gems, and one of them stands out like a rough 1-carat diamond. Whether basking in sunshine or even when wild and windswept, imagine spending your summer days and nights right here on the shoreline. Jessica!
Hi!
Hello!
How are you?
One of interior designer Jessica Bataille's smallest projects is her very own beach house.
So one of these is you, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's right.
Which one are you?
That one, the different one. I painted the color slightly different.
Okay,
because
so
I like
everybody
that color.
else is blue.
I know it's
and
bad.
you're
It's
turquoise.
really bad. I should change that.
They're a very strange little collection of buildings, aren't they?
I know, because they built them brick by brick, and they made them coming on the boat. They brought the brick 1 week, then go back the other week with another brick.
So who built them?
Fishermen.
So they're little fishermen's cottages?
1950.
And I bet you it's nice and cosy in there, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
Should we go inside?
Let's go.
Jessica is half Dutch, half Lebanese, and after growing up in the Netherlands, she moved with her parents to the Costa Blanca and nearby Cavia. A couple of years ago, Jessica snapped up this small but sought-after beach house.
This is the one. Let's go in.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
At just 20 feet wide and 26 feet deep, this home celebrates the fashionable craving for a simple, less cluttered lifestyle.
It's much bigger than you think it's going to be. I thought it was going to be like one room, but it...
No,
well,
there's
it goes
actually
back.
there are
There's
2 rooms.
A couple of bedrooms back there.
Couple of bedrooms, so it's much bigger than people think. It's really small.
So you've got a little bathroom there.
Yeah.
2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
Kitchen, dining spot, sitting, fire.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
You don't need much more, especially not on the beach. I mean, there's no possibility of electricity or to get a phone call or anything, so it's really relaxing, and I like to do it on the weekends.
But we've got light bulbs
Yeah,
here.
but that's because there are solar panels.
So it really is very basic.
It is.
It's just a few...
Don't ask for luxury.
Right.
There's an air of simplicity about this unpretentious, humble home in Portichol. And why not? Because this is a place to spend time in the water, on the beach, or watching the rolling seas through the window.
I use it with the family, by myself, on a Monday morning to get away from everyone. Just come and sit in front of the window.
Sort of take time, and is it very much about another plate, you know, another bit of space in your
It's a
life?
completely different point of view from Cavia, because all the other beaches, they're crowded, there's people, and here, normally there's nobody. So it's lovely to sit here.
And what about the condition that you bought it? 'Cause you work in interior design, so but you've had quite a hands-off kind of approach to this, haven't you? Kept it very
It was
simple.
difficult because you couldn't do major changes, because this is very protected, this area, and they don't want people to start, you know, building and extending and all that. So they come and knock on the door now and then, and they say, oh, have you done anything new to it? And basically you leave it as it is.
But it's so fantastic to be this close to the sea. You really feel like you're kind of in it.
Yeah, they actually, when we signed the house to buy it, the paperwork, they say that the plot finishes where the wave starts.
I think it's the simplicity that I love so much. Your life suddenly goes onto a different speed and your awareness changes to a different sort of sensibility.
Absolutely. You get here and the fact that you're looking out the window and just seeing, it's like a screen, it's really aware of what you're watching. And here it's really focusing on the mountain and on a piece of sea, it's lovely.
Wild and windy or baked in sun, the Costa Blanca is famous for its beaches and the watery playground of the Mediterranean Sea. I'm travelling south to the tiny island of Tabarca. Just 3 miles off the mainland, it's only a mile long and around 450 yards wide. A former refuge for pirates, it's Spain's smallest permanently inhabited island. And today, the population swells by 3, as I arrive with Brits Wayne Fleet and Daisy Fawkes. They run a dive school, catering to adventurous tourists with an urge to explore the underwater world of the Costa Blanca.
How do you end up owning a scuba diving, snorkeling company in Spain?
Well, I left England in 2011 and lived in the Canaries for a few years.
Okay.
Met Daisy out there working in a dive centre, wanted to be on the Costa Blanca, so I bought a dive centre here. We do what everybody else wants to do on holiday, but we do it every day.
And what kind of people are you mainly taking?
A mixture from beginners who have never stepped foot in the sea before to people who have got well over 1,000 dives instructors just to go and enjoy their passion.
Why here and not England? I mean, I just ask, it's a stupid question, but...
Warm water, sunshine.
Is the visibility better here?
Yeah. We are rewarded with about 10 months of really good weather throughout the year. A little bit patchy sometimes in the winter, but we just put on thicker wetsuits and we can go diving.
The waters around Tabarca are teeming with wildlife. It's a protected marine reserve, one of hundreds of similar sites in the Med. So we can swim and snorkel, but not scuba dive. And Wayne and Daisy are experts on finding sea creatures.
Right across this part of Costa Blanca, there's a lot of dive sites. When there's rocks, there's fish. There's like a small habitat. There's lots of holes in caves and places for them to have protection. So you won't see anything when you go snorkeling off the beach, but you will if you want to
get off some rocks.
Yeah.
We should go and find some rocks then.
Yeah, let's
go on, let's go.
I can't wait to take the plunge and see what's lurking underwater. And back on dry land, I have one final property to explore. An angular abode that proves it's hip to be square.
Look at this. This is pretty impressive, isn't it?
I'm investigating the rocky Costa Blanca in southeastern Spain. I'm all aboard with Wayne and Daisy, British owners of a dive academy. They cater for sun seekers and sightseers who want to explore what lies beneath the surface of the Med. And the small island of Tabarca has some great sheltered spots and pristine waters, ideal for snorkeling.
We're going to go close to those rocks and go around the side and explore.
What, in around here?
Yeah, just in front of the island. Entering into the water, you can do it by just putting your legs over and jumping in, or you can do James Bond style and just fall backwards.
What do you tend to do?
I do the fall backwards one.
Okay.
I'm an adventurer.
Okay.
Well, I'm always up for channeling my inner Roger Moore.
Hold your breath and then just fall backwards.
I'm just hoping it'll be more octopusy than Jaws. It's easy to see why Daisy and Wayne plunged for an underwater career. Because Wayne was right, these rocks are teeming with sea life. Fish darting and diving around. Live, brittle stars clinging to the coral. A flourishing reef of rich colours with seaweed, algae and kelp. And after Wayne's undersea party piece, we all head back towards the boat, leaving this magical underwater habitat behind.
Oh, how was that?
It's great. It's really nice. It's lovely to have a marine reserve like this so close to the mainland.
It's a lovely island, lovely place to snorkel.
And nice to see a few fish
Yeah. There's plenty
swimming around.
out by them rocks. There's lots to see.
Well, should we go and warm up, get a shower and a cup of coffee?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds really good. Coffee, lovely.
So it's back to the mainland for a dive debrief over a cafe con leche.
I love it when you do something like that and you go out on a boat and then you come back and you get showered and you get changed and you've got this nice glow for the rest of the day, don't you?
Yeah.
It makes you feel fresh for the rest of the day.
How often are you out there? Snorkeling and taking the tours and getting on the water?
In the summer's just crazy.
Yeah.
Tons and tons and tons of people. Everyone wants to go and try snorkeling, try diving. And the rest of the year, still nice weather, but nice and
Is it quite nice to have those sort of seasons in a way?
I'd say so, yeah. It's nice to have the manic rush of the summer, but then it's nice to slow down, have a bit of time for yourself.
Take
work on
stock.
it. Exactly, yeah.
You get to meet so many people from all over Europe, all over the world, really. And, you like to go and have a little bit of a drink. And in the summer, we play music on the beach. So it's scuba diving by day, playing music by night, and in the summer, partying.
And you get to watch?
I get to drink the mojitos and sit on the sidelines.
That sounds all right, doesn't it?
Yeah, not a bad job.
So are you going back anytime soon?
No, for sure not.
No?
We made a decision. Daisy's from Worcester, I'm from Liverpool, and we'll probably never live in the UK again. Not to say the UK's a bad place, but it's not for us. We like here.
After my refreshing immersion in the Med, I'm revisiting cultured Cavia, heading to my final Costa Blancan property. Urbane streets lead to an ultra-cool, ultra-modern development. But this place isn't tucked away. It stands loud and proud. This is an epic villa, diced into a series of cubes with the occasional 45-degree slate grey twist to highlight the angles and accentuate the white. Repeating glass-filled apertures emphasize the sense of space, and pools of shimmering water shine in the Spanish sun.
Hello.
Hi.
When Yorkshire-based marketing consultants Mandy and Adrian viewed this villa, it was love at first sight. Before they left the premises, they offered to buy the house and everything in it. Lock, stock, and designer barrel.
This is a very dynamic piece of architecture, I think would be the way I'd describe it. It's kind of angles and jutting and colours. It's quite interesting.
It is, it's beautiful.
So when did you buy it?
12 months ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just had it 1 year.
And it was already built?
It was already built. It was about 2 years old when we purchased it, yes.
Okay.
We kind of had a short list of 6 properties, and as soon as we saw this one had the wow factor.
It is kind of like a slate-covered cube has sort of landed into this simple white villa, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a collection of of squares really that are all piled on top of one another to form some interesting angles.
So you're up a bit, aren't you? So it's sort of the views open up.
We're really lucky here in that we can see the sea, the mountain and the old town.
All from up there?
Quite spectacular when you get upstairs.
God, let's have a look. I'm sure spectacular is, I'm sure, the word for it. That is an incredibly slim cantilever stair.
This is a super villa with a superlative view to match. The double-height picture windows provide a dazzling vista from the heights of the Montgo Mountains down the valley to the Mediterranean.
Look at this. This is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's just such a huge space. This is really beautiful, this window just sort of framing the sky. It's fantastic. Just sit there and watch the clouds.
We could sit there all day.
Just look at the clouds.
And looking at the colours on the mountain.
As the sun moves around all day. And then these cuts. I like the way you look through and you sort of see distant glimpses through the building, connecting the different elements. I think that's a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Well, even if you're in separate rooms as a family, you still can see one another.
Get a sense of where everyone is.
Everyone's connected.
Mandy and Adrian have 6 daughters and a son between them. And in the school holidays, this is the perfect place to enjoy some sunny family downtime. The villa has 3 levels. Downstairs is something of a chill-out zone. Take your pick from big screen entertainment in the state-of-the-art home cinema, or relax in the tranquil indoor spa.
How many swimming pools have you got? 1, 2...
And 1 downstairs.
3 pools?
Yep.
It's quite a lot of swimming pools, that, isn't it? Yep. So, do you like swimming then, by any chance?
Adult pool, children pool.
And then a spare.
And a spare.
Yeah, good.
At the top of the house is a home office. And if ever there was a view to distract you from working, this is it. There's also a luxurious master bedroom. But the middle floor is the beating heart of this home, with a trio of deluxe double bedrooms.
Well, this is nice to have the shower and the toilet sort of in little cubicles as part of the room.
A colossal lounge, a top-spec kitchen with an appetizing dining area.
So sort of slightly broken, but pretty much open plan.
And then outside to a garden where the options are simple. Sit, swim, wine, or dine.
It's nice to have this outdoor eating area so close to the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a fabulous entertaining space.
It's quite different back here, isn't it? The character of the building sort of slightly changes. It's only on 2 stories. And it's got this quite interesting broken cubic kind of form, hasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it's more kind of linear from this.
Flat.
So, yeah, flat. Yeah.
Cuts. But there is a nice sequence of spaces up the stairs, that living space through the kitchen to this sort of outdoor kitchen and then out into this lovely little garden.
Yeah, this is probably my favourite room in the house.
Is that how you see it?
Yeah.
This is where you
this
live?
is where we spend all our time.
So you've got this, well, I would call it a cabana, but what would you call this thing here?
A naya.
A naya?
Yeah.
And has that got a sort of roof come across then?
Yeah, it's a retractable roof with like a little wind protection device on it, so if the wind does pick up too high and the roof's across, and it can take it back open again, but we don't have too many of those problems here.
One of those things that in Britain you'd probably use about 10 days a year if you were lucky, and I imagine here...
Yeah, we use it all the time.
You spend all day there?
Spend all our evenings sitting in there, the children play cards and things.
But it's amazing to think that you sort of bought it as seen. It's sort of extraordinary. You sort of walk in, get the keys,
Yep.
move in.
Yep.
Quite a nice way to do it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Adrian and Mandy's home is undeniably big and bold. But despite the luxurious trappings, As always, it's hard to beat the simple, natural pleasures of enjoying the Mediterranean sun and watching the ever-evolving view. It's a wonderful spot to end my journey along this magical stretch of Spain's coastline.
If you mention the Costa Blanca to most people, they'll think of hectic, high-rise mass tourism. And while that is here, there is so much more. With Barcelona just up the coast and Madrid to the west, there is a cosmopolitan, sophisticated culture that suffuses the area. Good food, good wine, good design, and houses to match, ranging from stunning modern fincas to humble fishermen's huts. It is here. And the rugged coastline and hills hide perfect little coves, quiet Mediterranean perfection if you look. Seek, and you might just find your perfect home by the Med.
From Spain in the west to Croatia in the east, we've seen the Mediterranean offer up a succession of total delights, with some spectacular homes.
I think it's amazing. I think it is an utterly jaw-dropping building.
Remarkable views.
You are right on the Mediterranean.
And a lifestyle that draws people to the Med from across the globe.
I think if this is your office, you're doing something right.
And with such a diverse and ever-changing backdrop, there's always a whole lot more to discover in the Mediterranean.